Starting out as a filmmaker is probably one of the hardest things to do. So today I'm giving you some tips. Some tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I started, or that I did and it seemed to work out okay. So here we go. First thing on this list is networking. Do not forget to network. Networking is probably the best way to start and learn, and all around you cannot avoid it. Social media will be your easiest way to network. Trust me guys, this is a game changer, especially for those who don't really know what to start with or don't know how to find these networking events. Or you're just in a small town and it's literally impossible to just go to networking events anytime you want. Reach out to people, reach out to other creators, Facebook groups. There's women in film groups, DPs, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a Facebook group for almost anything that you can get, anything you can think of in the film industry. Okay, there's also going to be Facebook groups for gigs and jobs and things where you can get on the set and learn, which are super cool. The most important thing in the industry is having a crew, having people that you work well with. Because if you don't have that, it doesn't go well. And if you don't have a crew in general, everybody's gonna rely on you. That is such a big challenge. And doing that all alone is almost impossible. Trust me, I have tried and failed. You can do things on your own, but you will never be able to reach your full potential if you don't have people by your side. So many filmmakers, a lot of independent filmmakers have decided that they do not need a crew and they're just going to be a one-man band. And if they can do that, that's amazing. But you will succeed better with the crew. Trust me. Things will flow smoothly. It won't be so stressful. It'll feel good to have people that you can rely on for specific things, especially things that you don't always know. If you're a director, you're not going to understand certain things that maybe, let's see, an editor would. If you're a producer, you're not always going to understand a director. I personally don't fully understand lighting or audio. I'm learning those things because I want to get better at them. But at the end of the day, I know people who those are their strengths. And you want to find people who have strengths that are their weaknesses. You need to balance each other out. In the film industry, almost everything is about loyalty. If you do a good job with something and somebody takes you under their wing, if somebody takes you under their wing, that is amazing. That is such a big step because they like you enough to keep you there long enough where you're going to be able to grow. If you're trying to explain your story, I know for me sometimes that can be really hard. So having those people that you already know you work well with, working with you, that can just make it so much more beneficial, and just things will flow smoother because you already have a flow, rather than just continuously working with strangers because you never know what you're going to get. Don't fear failure. Do not fear it, because you are always going to have something that fails. Don't be afraid of failure, because that is where your growth is. You're putting yourself out there. It doesn't mean that you know everything or that you have to know everything and everything that you do has to be amazing. Because I'll tell you right now, there are so many films that I've done that I'm not proud of because I can see every little mistake that I made. But if those little mistakes stopped me from fully putting these films out there, I wouldn't have the network and the connections that I do now and the support that I do have. I wouldn't have that because I would have been too afraid of judgment. There's always going to be judgment. You can never escape judgment. No matter where you're at, no matter who you are, blah, 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 somebody out there is probably going to judge you, and that's going to be okay. When you're first starting out, if you are completely afraid of failing, if you are afraid of putting yourself out there, you will not succeed. You'll be stuck exactly where you're at. Almost everything that I've done to this point has been self-taught, has been my own education. The things that have been put out there are the things that I know. What's good in my films is because I already know what that is. What's bad in my films are things that I don't have as good experience with, but I'm not afraid of failing. Let's talk about my most recent film, Please Don't Call. It started really good, everything seemed really smooth, and then crew started dropping. I lost a lot of my crew. I only had my AD. One of my actors stepped in as one of the producers, so did my AD, so they were co-producing. I was also producing along with them. Technical difficulties, we had terrible wind when we were filming outdoors, so all the audio was like bad, and the dubbing doesn't always work, but we tried to do some dubbing, but once again, not everything works. We had a very tight time that this needed to be done, so that can cause a lot of stress to a lot of people, and let me tell you, it really did. It really, really did. But I persevered, and that is kind of what I'm trying to tell you. Get yourself up there, okay? Because you're never gonna move forward unless you continue to move forward. You can't let failure stop you. Everybody's gonna have something that they just click with, and it's gonna work perfectly for them, and they're like, that's what I wanna do. Even if you're completely 100% sure that you wanna do specifically directing, or specifically DP, or specifically editing, try it all. Because you might find that you like something else better, or you might find maybe editing wasn't for you, maybe directing wasn't for you, maybe acting wasn't for you, etc., etc. But at least you tried it, for one. And then two, having some education on all the departments that are in the film industry can be pretty beneficial. You don't have to be a master at all of these, but jack of all trades. Same thing with trying everything, take opportunities. Those Facebook groups with filmmaking and like where you can find gigs and stuff, apply to them, because what's gonna happen? The worst thing that happens is they say no, or they just don't respond to you. That happens a lot in the industry, which somebody might take a chance on you, somebody might not. If you're invited to a networking event, like I said before, go. That's a great way to meet new people and learn more, and be in an environment that you want to be in. If you're a filmmaker, if you want to be a filmmaker, you're going to want to be in that kind of environment anyways. You want to meet those people who think like you and are devoted to film as much as you are. Your skills is worth 1,000 times more than the gear that you have. You do not need any fancy gear. You don't even need a fancy camera at this point. If you own a phone, you can start with that and work your way up. If you have a camera, that is amazing. Don't go and decide that you want to be a filmmaker and then spend $5 million on gear before you even know how to use it. You need to be comfortable filming. You need to learn how to work a camera. As the more advanced the gear, as cool as it is, and as cool as the reputation would be for those cameras, does not mean that you know how to use them, or that it is going to benefit you in any way. Take your phone out, film stuff, film B-roll, just do something to help you be more comfortable filming. You could use your phone to make an entire short film if you wanted.